Lots of trepidation about posting again. I'm aware I've already posted today. My mental health is trying extra hard at present to make me feel stupid about stuff, as if I've not been posting for the past year any time with ridiculous content and ridiculous appearance, and this is just another post. And what it wants to do as well is to start playing games with how I post, and it wants to make me start asking questions and being more really inquisitive and take it to mind. And I'm like, I don't mind putting the title as a question, but the rest you can go fuck yourself. And I'm speaking to my mental health, and I say it with a slight smile on my face, but there's no humour. You can go fuck yourself, because what I'm going to do is try and make it very difficult for you to start taking this concept of me posting to mind. Like, I have an issue, and I'll diverge before I get into the point. I have an issue with feeding life from the level of the mind. Like, I'm doing this because it's this, and I'm doing that because it's this, very quaint. And I don't really have an issue with it, but I have a problem with it. So I've got a problem with it. And now my mental health wants to take me there because it wants to test me and play games with me about this. And I'm just in a place where I'm like, fuck you. Do you see the reason why I say fuck you is because my mental health is going on merry-go-rounds at present with me at the centre, and I'm just having to be clear as to why I'm doing things. And right now, all the while, it's like I'm trapped in this massive bubble of self-doubt with everything that I'm doing. But I've been over this over the past year about the videos, and as I said, I know why I do them. I look at myself and I know how ridiculous they can be perceived, with no emphasis on ridiculousness other than what my mental health was adding. How ill I am, first and foremost, as a human being, and how probably unique this is in the world. Like, who with their mental health goes on flipping live stream and tells the world? Well, circumstance has brought me to this point, and in the most obscene, absurd course of events and scenarios, I've seen it as appropriate, the actions all the while, getting further and further away from a presentable ego that is Andreas, or was Andreas, into the reality of the situation, and that is I'm mentally ill, man, and I've got to be at peace with it. So this is a message, and I'm asking my mental health, can you give me a effing break? Because I've had a mental health disorder for 10 years, and I'm accepting it in the past year, and me accepting my mental health disorder looks like it looks terrible, but I have a mental health disorder, and I'm sure I've been forgiven by people because nobody has given me advice to stop. And who's going to give a mentally ill person, and I say it with sanity, I'm mentally ill, but I'm aware of my actions underneath. I'm aware of how I present. I'm aware when I present bare-chested and what that means and how it inflicts upon who I would like to be and who I was. But I'm aware of the circumstances as to why I post bare-chested. And believe it or not, one of the biggest gripes I have is this hat. Forget about all the swear words, forget all the shakiness of late. forget about all of it. The one big gripe I have is this hat, because this thing I could have control over. I'm still conscious to the level of fashion whereby I would never have worn this hat before. Or if I would have, I would have been at the right time in my life where I was an extroverted rather than introverted. And I'm very introverted right now in a very extroverted way. But because I don't feel safe, I'm introverted first. And for that reason, I'd never show this hat. Even if I owned it, I'd wear it at home for myself before I showed it to the world, before I went out with it. I'd feel comfortable with it. This is probably my autism and how I train my autism and grow my autism. And when life was more peaceful and I'd feel more safe and I'd become more extroverted and I'd start going out to nightclubs given the lockdown, I'd consider wearing it. There wouldn't be a doubt in my mind I'd wear it. And once I wear it a few times and it becomes a part of my character, I'd feel comfortable to show myself with it to certain people. And I'd slowly build up to the point where I'm live streaming and then it's okay. But somehow this hat has found its way into the live streams, and there isn't a reason for that. There's a reason for me to be bare-chested. There's a reason for me to shake. There's a reason for me to make these videos. There's no reason for me to be wearing this hat, and that bugs me more than anything. So that's just me showing a little glimpse of how I'm sane within my insanity. But the reason I'm posting is because I'm on edge. I'm on edge with my experience of the day, and I don't like it. I know it's wrong. My experience, it's like someone's got my throat, and it's like someone's got me down below by my short and curlies as well, and I've got no vigor for life, but somehow they're managing to get me to do tasks I would have otherwise enjoyed. So it's like a real mixed pizza topping of life, and I'm not fond of that, man. If life is crap, just live it as crap and try and make it as good as possible. If life is good, try and remember life is going to be bad at times, and do it from the level of the mind instead of this mixed upness that I'm experiencing. And it adds all that trepidation on me about posting the video, because I come out of it when I post the video, because I state the situation and I come out of that place where I've been held by my mental health. I can only guess on some level it's healing, but from the level of perception that I see that people justify healing at, even if it is healing, it's also destructive, and I don't like it. But anyway, I'll get on to the main point. And the main point was to ask a simple question, because if I've got to make a video, I've got to make it about something, and this is what popped into my mind before, so why don't I make it about this? And that is, with autism, my spiritual awareness gets me to believe that autism is somehow linked to our siblings. Our siblings are more responsible for the, the person who's autistic, and they're responsible for their autism. That comes from, first and foremost, a TED talk by, there was this young African American, I think she was African, no, she was English. So African English, black skinned. I don't know how to put it to be politically correct. Someone from the black tribe. That's how I speak, you know, my spirituality. The black tribe, the white tribe, the red tribe. I'm going to complete this. The brown tribe, and then you've got the Asian, Oriental Asian nation. It just doesn't seem right to say the yellow tribe. Or the yellow tribe, sorry, to say black skin. Do you see how politically correctness can cause more angst in me than flipping my mental health with sitting here in total fear about posting, and I've got political correctness that's confusing me because I can't state things when I'm autistic as they are. I have a white skin. This is the general reference. Someone else has black skin, and I'm fearful that if I say someone's got black skin, that somehow comes across as racist. I know I'm not racist, but stating things as they are somehow, you know, in the wrong context, people can, it just sounds wrong because nobody does it. So I try and keep it to my spiritual terminology, and that is black skin, the black man, the white man, the red man, and I'm not even going to get into the whole gender argument here. The yellow man, the brown man. Keep it simple. And then you've got the tribes. You reference them as tribes. But then when you say skinned, white-skinned, red-skinned, I suppose that gets onto borderline, and I'm going off on tangents, I don't care. That gets onto borderline. Oh, is he being racist? Is it not? Is it racism? Is it not? I mean, it is talking about skin, but he's saying skin, and you can really get into your own head about it. But for myself, and this is, I just want to clarify this, and I can get back to what we were talking about, and that is to say white-skinned is somehow acceptable. To say black-skinned is borderline acceptable. To say red-skinned is okay, but nobody ever says yellow-skinned. And for that reason, I have to say Oriental Asian nation. And that's where I am with political correctness in my own mind when I'm not racist. And I just will need to be as caring as I can be to people, man. When I can, it's like there's care in my voice when I say the black tribe, the red tribe, the yellow tribe, the white tribe. I don't know if anybody can hear that, and I won't leave them out. Brown tribe. I don't know if anybody can hear the care in my voice when I say tribe, and I reference a colour before that because I despise political correctness. I despise language. I believe language separates more than simply stating what we see in utter sincerity and innocence. And if you can, add a little, what would it be called? I'm terrible with language. Tribe. This is not an adjective, or whatever it is, a noun, adjective. Add a little one thereafter with a caring tone, just to help people see that you're just referencing as the world has compartmentalized humanity, and you're adding a little extra on there to the compartmentalization that is just it just is, man. There is no racism to it. There's 5 tribes. There's 5 different. And it's so hard to speak, man. It's so hard to speak of racism. You got all the news at the moment with Black Lives Matter and the taking the knee and all of this, and anyway, I'll leave that now. You see what I'm trying to get at there, and yeah, I'll get back onto point, and that is my spirituality, my spiritual perception of the world is leading me to believe that somehow our siblings are responsible for our autism, or those who have and carry autism in their lives, their siblings are aware. This comes from a TED talk where a black lady, see, I take the fear away of political correctness, and it's not a problem anymore. So speaking about it takes the fear away, and taking the fear away, I come out with the correct way to describe it anyway. A black lady was talking about how her 2 brothers are both autistic, one older and I think one younger. And at the end of the TED talk, she states that she's not normal. And it was like a plea, like, I'm not normal. I'm not normal. And I'm like, that's a bit off topic. Like, why are you saying you're not normal? Then I've got another comedian, and he's talking about, he's an autistic comedian, and he's talking about his brother being a certain way. And I'm not stupid. If I use my 6th psychic sense, tuning in into what I know already and what you all know already, I know that somehow my sister is responsible for my autism on some level. I don't know how. I don't know to what extent. I don't know to what extent she's suffering it, because it could be that way. But what I know is that it's linked somehow to our siblings. So, yeah, that's basically it. I had to pick up the camera to get myself out of that place where my mental health wanted to put me today. I'd taken enough of being there, and I knew speaking would get me some way out of it, if not all of the way out of it today. And the title doesn't really need any more expanding, because with all the tangents I went off before, I got a chance to speak. But if someone could let me know, you know, what it's all about, autism and siblings, how it's linked, how you all know it's linked, but how you'll keep quiet that you know it's linked. These questions would maybe get me stop posting. That's what we all want. That's what I want. I had no it's really weird, because I say that's what we all want, that's what I want, and it's like my mental health wanted to add a certain level of emotional tone to that, to say I feel sorry for myself. How dare you all making me do this to myself, even though this is true on pretty much the level. I don't begrudge it. It's my choice, and it helps, and that's all that I care about. So while my mental health keeps wanting to add emotional tone to when I speak, when I don't do emotions, is pissing me off. So mental health, if you're listening, can you just piss off from language? I hate it. I don't do emotions. And can we go back to some sort of normality, please? There we go.